guys, today we are going to talk about this thing. This is Stringking's complete stick. It is the Mark 1 head with Type 2S mesh on an A7150 shaft with, I'll show you this one instead. It comes packaged with a rubber butt end, a white flat cap butt end, and the Stringking tape that's split, the two different sizes. And the real beauty of this thing, in my mind, is the string job. It's a factory strung head with high quality materials. First of all, it's all Stringking strings and shooters and everything, but it's strung well. Every other factory strung head I've ever seen in my entire life has, issues. There's never been one that I've seen that was like, that's good. This is good. It's not a super fancy string job, but anybody could pick this up and throw. So yesterday I took this one out to practice, and I tried to pretend like I had never thrown before, and I was doing the newbie catapult move. I tried to pretend like I'd never picked up a ground ball, and then I tried the same thing with my kid's stick. My kid's stick has more whip, and I threw the ball straight down. But then I started playing with it like me, how I throw and catch, how I shoot, and it was fine. It's not totally the way I would string it. I like my pocket to feel a little bit differently, but anyone could absolutely step on the field and play at their current level with this stick, which is so cool. They obviously spent a lot of time training their stringers. They gave them a pattern. They sent me a bunch, and every single one is strung exactly the same way. And it's perfect. And a kid who doesn't know how to string or has no interest in stringing, there you go. If you do, you spent 99 bucks, restring it to your preference, no big deal. When I first saw this at Sling It, the Sling It store in Alamo, Jordan Ambler showed it to me. And he showed it to me, he handed it to me like, look at this. He didn't tell me what he thought. And I was like, and he was kind of waiting for my opinion because he knew what he was thinking. And I was like, wow, this is strung really well. He's like, yeah. And Jordan's a fantastic stringer. So he's, and he said, it's not how I would string it, but it's strung well. And it really is. And $99, what a great way to step into the game. Stringking sent me a few extra so I can give to kids who need sticks on my teams. There are some kids with some really bad sticks and no money to get new ones, so I'll be able to hook them up. And I can trust that if I hand a kid this, he's going to be able to play. In fact, this is strung better than most of the sticks on my teams. But the first thing I thought of when he handed it to me and we started talking about it was, how does this compare to the Warrior Warp? It's kind of the same market. Ease of use, entry level, like a Warrior Warp could be picked up by a brand new player. He wouldn't have to worry about stringing. He wouldn't have to worry about anything because it's consistent. But they're so different. Their approach to the same problem is so different. The Warp, while I love the innovation, I think it's a cool idea. It's $250, and it's just a head, or a head in a pocket. You need to get the shaft. You need to screw it on. Understand how to screw a head, which isn't difficult, but still, it's steps you have to do once you get this thing. Where this is just pull this off, boom, you're ready to go. Take off your tape, leave that butt end on, put this stuff on the table, and go. And it's $99. So for the price of one Warrior Warp, you can get 2.5 of these. And it comes with a whole lot more. Now, I don't want to slam the Warp because I've never held one, and I really have no ill feelings toward the Warp. I think it's cool. I think it's innovative, which I love. If you've watched my channel, my Willet string, all that stuff. Innovation is key. Innovation, we need to innovate. We need to advance our game through advancing our gear. I'm all about that. I just don't think $250 is doing anything to grow the game. But I think Stringking offering such high quality gear for $99 and complete setup, that is exactly how we want to grow the game and how the game should be grown. the value here is ridiculous. I would suggest to anyone, if you need a new setup and you don't want to fuss with it, this is perfect. Warrior, I still would love to check out the Warp if you want to send me one. Completely unbiased. I mean, I don't like the price, but I'm kind of thinking that you're in a test market right now because it's only available at Lacrosse Unlimited. So maybe you're not going full speed ahead until you get some feedback and some data and you understand your market a little better. And maybe that 250 is just recoup a little bit of R&D costs, or truly test market, like we set a high price point, we can figure out our demographic by who buys it. I don't know, that doesn't really make any sense. But I'm hoping that if it happens, if it goes full production, or and it's everywhere, I hope that isn't the price 250, because I do think it's a good idea. I think there are a lot of people that don't want to deal with stringing, and that's fine. Some people really take offense to that. I do not. So I'd be curious to see, I am curious to see where the Warp lands in the lacrosse world. It's received a lot of hate, and really my only issue with it, like I said, is the price tag. For something that, I don't know what the warranty is, but I'm guessing it's 3 or 6 months. If it breaks outside of warranty, it's dead in the water. You can't restring it, you can't fix it. And so I think with that price and its limitations, it's kind of the opposite of growing the game, in my opinion. I still think it's a cool idea, and I would like to see one. Although I do have one other issue, and that's the name, Warrior Warp. That reminds me of Chevy trying to sell the Nova in Mexico. And I think this was before my time, but the story was, they're like, yeah, well, this Chevy Nova is selling really well here in the U.S., so let's take it to Mexico. And Spanish speakers in Mexico were like, Chevy Nova? Pass. Nova means doesn't go or won't go. Not a good name for a car. But the Warrior Warp, you're naming a head Warp. When a head warps, that sucks. That's like naming a shaft Snap. Yeah, this is a new Warrior shaft, Snap. Or this is that new mesh Rip Bag. Yeah, I don't know. It's Warrior Warp. That seems like a very ill-conceived name. So I guess that's my other issue with the Warp. But really, I would love to check one out. I don't want to slam the Warp. I haven't seen it. I really have nothing against it. I just think the price is ludicrous. When you can get something consistent, high quality materials, value, bang for the buck, and it's ready to go off the shelf. This is great. I love the head too. It's not heavy, stiff. It's perfect for attack or midi, but I'm gonna set one up for my Defender because it's so stiff. You could use this head up and down the field. I love that it's no frills, but because it's simple, it's clean. It's gonna take dive really well too. I can tell, because it's not quite matte, but it's not that high sheen finish, which I think this is the perfect dyeing surface that I like in a head. So I'll have to dye one of these up. Well done, Stringking. I am very impressed. So anyway, guys, if you are in the market, you don't want a bunch of hassle getting picking a shaft, picking a head, finding someone to string it, picking a mesh, whatever. This setup it's good. Tape, butt ends, whatever. That's extras, but it's extras they didn't have to throw in there. And it just kind of rounds out the whole package in a really, in a great way. These guys know what they're doing. It also comes in black and I believe that gray, and the gray looks sick. It's nice looking. To have options also, color options on top of the value. Easy decision. You could buy a Warrior Warp and then find a shaft. You're looking at what? $300 if you buy a $50 shaft, $350 if you're buying a $100 shaft, or spend $99 and get this, or get 2.5 or 3 of these. Hook up your teammates or have a couple backups, whatever. I think it's an easy decision. Very impressed with this. Nice job, guys. I hope you keep doing things like this to grow the game, because this is what's going to do it. Quality gear, good price. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back with another video soon.